Then they get interrupted by Phil and some actual scientists, so, you know, they don't get to go all the way. Oh, well, thank goodness for that. I still feel like I might have some bad dreams about it, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have dreams about it, too. Can't help but notice you left out the word bad.
Before Marvel wraps up a decade of storytelling in Endgame, go back to where their movies began. Nope, before that. Even earlier.
Mr. President!
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Getting warmer.
My little airbrushed beauty.
Yep, there it is. Howard the
Did it
Duck.
actually show the tits?
Experience the first feature-length film based
Duck
on a
tits.
Marvel comic that in a weird way set the stage for things to come, featuring their first sky beam, first forgettable alien villain, and first alcoholic womanizing hero.
Oh my
Really,
God.
the only reason it failed is because they got everything else wrong. So very, very wrong.
What?
Howard, you really are the worst.
Suit up with Howard. Just don't look too hard at the suit because it's extremely janky.
How about when they can rev up that machine and send me back home?
When he's plucked from Duck
These
World
are
and
actual
sent to
lines from
Cleveland's
the movie?
Glam Rock District, he'll embark on an epic quest to complain about whatever's in front of him,
Talk about a rotten day.
Oh, now I'm really depressed.
while outside forces literally drag him through the whole movie against his will.
Ow! Howard, this isn't working.
What's going on?
It's okay, Howard. We don't want to be here either. But this duck won't fly alone. Prepare for an ensemble film where every character can be described as the dumb one, featuring Tim Robbins as the
Tim
entire
Robbins.
cast of Big Bang Theory at once.
Never mind!
And Beverly, the girl who's down to experiment, no matter how wrong it feels.
I think I might find happiness in the animal kingdom, Ducky.
Because aside from the fact that she's trading food and shelter for sex,
I've got a headache.
And I got the aspirin.
ducks have corkscrew-shaped penises that extend the lengths of their entire bodies.
This relationship, it defies all the laws of nature.
And
My
physics.
God.
But this isn't a serious film meant to be analyzed. It's a goofy comedy. And on that level, it's also terrible. Because whatever problems you may have with the MCU's quips, it's nothing compared to the relentless barrage of duck puns.
Seeing eye duck.
What's this, the key
to your duckmobile?
Oh, great duck in heaven.
No one laughs at a master of quack foo.
So many
Play duck.
ducking puns. Man, these are foul. Crap, now they've got me doing it. Mother ducker. So settle in for what
That's
should
a
have
foul.
been a superpowered team-up between Marvel Comics and George Lucas. Yep, that George Lucas.
Wow.
That was such a disaster. It snapped Marvel movies out of existence for a decade and forced George to sell the animation division of Lucasfilm that would go on to become Pixar. So hey, even if this
Wow.
duck sucked, at least it gave us a Woody. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you watch Howard the Duck.
Thanks. But once was plenty.
Starring Snark Wing Duck, Madonna, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Ferris Bueller ducks off, Ducky Rubber, you're the one, and whoever wrote the screenplay.
I've been doing too much toot.
DuckTales. Woo!
Wow.
Chuck, it's your cousin Marvin Berry. You know that new sound you're looking for? This definitely isn't it.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's based on a comic book series called Howard the Duck. Oh, and what's his deal? You're gonna like this. He's a duck and his name is Howard. That explains the title, making a lot of sense so far. It sure is, sir.
So
Howard
far.
lives on this planet called Duck World, where instead of primates evolving into the primary species, ducks did. Wow, so things must be pretty crazy over there, huh? Nope, everything's exactly the same as here, except with ducks. Oh, it is? Yeah, like we're gonna see that they have breeders of the lost stork and splash dance and and Birdweiser. Okay. Play Duck. Play Duck? Yeah, Howard's gonna flip through an adult magazine called Play Duck. We're gonna see some fully exposed duck boobs. What? Yeah, well, ducks evolved to have human-like boobs, so, you know, we're gonna want to show those in full detail. Like censored or
Full
not
detail.
censored in any way. We just straight up gotta show them. So this movie with a talking duck, it's not for kids. It might be. Who's to say? I feel like you should say. Well, I'm not gonna, sir. I'm gonna be all over the place with this thing. Fair enough. So anyway, then Howard suddenly gets pulled out of his duck apartment with a frickin' space laser. Oh, he does? Yeah, he just goes flying through the walls. Obviously, we see some more exposed duck boobs on the way. But why, though?
Obviously.
And Howard ends up on Earth in Cleveland. Oh, he's on Earth now? He is, and he's gonna have to deal with a bunch of people, and he's just a defenseless little duck, you know, so he basically gets beat up. Wow. And then a couple of minutes later, he uses some martial arts thing called duck fu to save this girl Beverly, who's being attacked. I thought you said he was just a defenseless duck. Yeah, but that was a completely different scene. I mean, anything goes now. Feels like maybe there should be a bit of consistency. Yeah, well, there's not gonna be, though. Well, okay then. So what's duck fu anyway? It's kung fu, sir, but I changed kung to duck, so it's funny now. So this is a comedy? It sure is, sir. We're gonna have a ton of jokes in this thing. We're talking duck puns. Yeah. Any other kinds of jokes? Or? No, absolutely not. Just hundreds of duck puns, a tsunami of duck puns, a duck-nado, if you will. You just replaced part of the word tornado with duck on that one. Yeah. That's pretty much the level of effort I put into all of these. So what else happens in the movie? Well, that Beverly girl, she brings him back to her place to sleep. So she's not freaked out by the fact that he's an alien duck.
Right.
Apparently not. So as soon as he
that
falls
wasn't a thing?
asleep, obviously, she goes through his wallet. Why did she do that? Well, because we gotta cram in a couple more duck jokes, you know? There's a blooming duck card, there's a, tiny condom. Oh my God. And so the next day she brings him to see her friend Phil, who's a scientist, so they can figure out how to send Howard home. Okay. But then it turns out that Phil is just a lab assistant, so Howard gets all mad at Beverly, and then he's like, well, I guess I'd better find a job now. Well, he's been on Earth like 10 hours, and he's just giving up on getting home. Yeah, he's all done with that
That's
now,
it.
so he goes to the unemployment office, and they hook him up with some work. He doesn't need any proof of citizenship or of, not being a duck. Apparently not, sir. So they hook him up with a job at an adult erotic spa. What? Yeah, so he goes to work there, but it's super gross because everyone's just doing it all over the place, so he quits immediately. He quits immediately? So what was the point of the whole scene? I don't know. Fair enough. So then Howard spends some more time with Beverly because he's not mad at her anymore for some reason, and let me tell you, things get pretty heated. What, heated? What are you talking about? I mean, they're in bed together, she's in her underwear, she's touching him all over. It gets pretty intimate. Oh, who is this movie for? But then they get interrupted by Phil and some actual scientists, so, they don't get to go all the way. Oh, well, thank goodness for that. I still feel like I might have some bad dreams about it, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have dreams about it, too. Can't help but notice you left out the word bad. Anyway, so the scientist, Dr. Jennings, he's like, well, I think this laser we used at the lab is probably what sent you here, so we'll just go put it in reverse. Oh, the movie's almost over? Oh, no. Oh, that's too bad. So somehow the laser backfires and goes all crazy, and then the cops show up, and Dr. Jennings, he gets all messed up by the laser. Messed up how? Well, he says he feels like there's a creature inside of him, and he looks like he's boiling or something. Uh-oh. Yeah, it definitely makes it hard for him to drive as he's escaping with Howard and Beverly. Well, why doesn't Beverly drive? How would I know? I thought you might. Well, I don't. So anyway, they finally notice that maybe Jennings is turning into
would
a
I know?
monster or something, so Beverly's like, well, I think he probably just needs a cup of coffee, so they go to a diner. That makes sense. And so Jennings starts saying things in a growly voice like, I am the Dark Overlord, and I've taken over this guy's body. And Howard and Beverly, they're like, this scientist guy is kind of weird. The alien duck doesn't think that maybe another alien is taking over this guy's body? Apparently not. And then for some reason a fight breaks out and a bunch of people jump into pies that Howard is holding. Why do they do that? Well, I'm pretty sure the arms on the duck costume aren't going to allow for a throwing motion, so people are just going to kind of run into pies. Oh, running into pies is tight. Yeah, and then the Dark Overlord gets super powerful and he kidnaps Beverly. Oh, how come? Well, he says he needs a human body as a host to bring some of his buddies down. So why Beverly specifically? Can't he just grab any human? Yeah, but she's one of the main characters, so. Right, that makes sense. And then Howard and Phil, they're gonna have to outrun the police in an ultralight aircraft thing. Okay. For like 25 minutes. Seems a little excessive. Yeah, well, I don't have any other ideas for exciting sequences, so they're just gonna do this for like 25 minutes. Like almost hit something and then miss it, and they can't use the aircraft to, fly away. No, they can only fly it a couple of feet above a main road so the chase can happen. Fair enough. For 25 minutes. Right, you said that. And so finally they get to the lab, and the Dark Overlord, he's completely messed up Jennings' body. funny. He's all deformed, he has spikes coming out of his back. Oh no. And then he takes his final form as a big alien thing. Wow, so Jennings dies? No, he's fine. But you said he was like boiling and he had spikes coming out of his back. That didn't do anything? Yeah, no, that didn't do anything. Well, okay then. So is it gonna be tough for Howard to beat this big alien monster? Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, it turns out the lab they're in has this big disintegration gun, so, you know, they just use that, and that takes care of it. Wow. And then at the end of the movie, Howard is now the manager of Beverly's band, and they sing a song called Howard the Duck. Oh, bands love singing songs about their managers. They sure do, sir. So what do you think? Well, I mean, it sounds pretty nuts, to be honest. He said it's based on a comic book. That's right, sir, from a company called Marvel. Do you think we should explore some of their other characters, or? No, I'm telling you, this Duck character, he's the only Marvel property that's gonna be worth anything on the big screen.
Wow. All right, look, I have not seen this movie at all. I knew it existed, but I haven't watched it, and I'm going to, because I have to. I got to do something with this, because that's nuts. It looks. Who's it for? That's the main thing I'm thinking about. Who is the movie for? Definitely not for kids. Probably not for most adults either. And what is up with that actress always being in these weird scenarios? One, she was almost going to have sex with her son, and Back to the Future. Now she's almost here about to have sex with a duck. Okay, a humanoid duck, I guess. Still, that has a condom in his wallet. That, oh my god, that was just weird. That is just all the way weird. All right, for those of you that have watched this, let me know. Is it super crazy? Is it all the way out there? Is there anything redeeming about the movie? I'm gonna watch it still. No matter what, I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna check it out. But I want to know what you guys think as far as how crazy it actually is, if you've seen it. 1986. I was 1 year old when this movie came out, by the way. But funny stuff, really funny stuff. Both were really hilarious to me, like both the honest trailers and the pitch meeting. The honest trailers really worked for this one in a different way than it works for like other movies it's done. Maybe just to me, but I felt like it was really able to find a lot of the comedy here from this film. And I like that they've done it in a way, both the pitch meeting and the honest trailer, where you don't have to have seen the movie. You can still understand the comedy here because they really explain a lot of the things, but it's done still in a very comedic way. So it doesn't feel like they're just running through the plot of the film. They're going through everything they need to here, and it's hilarious. But overall, I want to know which one you guys think was the best. Which one was the funniest? Pitch meeting or honest trailer? Let me know in the comments below. Big shout out to my Hypercrew members who get a verbal shout out in every video. Brian Tidwell, Steve O, Slepnear, K6013, Dash Milner, and Portal All Mobile 44. Thanks so much for being a part of that crew. To all my members, I thank you guys so much. You're helping out the channel in a big way. To all my subscribers and even non-subscribers, if you're just watching this and you're not subscribed, awesome. I love you. Thanks for watching. But to my subscribers, thanks so much for sticking with me. You guys have been with me for a while, and I love that you come back and watch each and every day and comment. We have a good time. While you're still here, hit that like button if you haven't done so already, and also check out some of our most popular videos, and you can see our most recent reaction right up there as well. If you've seen all of that, I'll see you guys in the comments. We'll talk about this.